If you want to start baking healthy, nutritious bread, then you are in the right channel. We are going to bake 100% whole wheat sourdough bread. Yes, you heard that right. 100% whole wheat. And if you've been baking quite some time, you know that it's really hard to deal with the whole wheat, 100% whole wheat flour. But we're going to study that together because we want to have nutritious bread. Now, first, why it is called sourdough. Sourdough doesn't have vinegar to make it sour, but it has natural sourness to it. Why? Because of the fermentation of the dough using the naturally occurring lactobacilli and yeast. So we have a good news for our sensitive gut friends out there, because I read an article that sourdough is okay for the gluten sensitive people. Why is that? Sourdough has the same microbes that are in the soil when we do gardening, which are the same microbes that are in our gut. So pretty interesting information, isn't it? But so much for that, let's start baking. If you want more tips, check out for my next video. This video will be plainly instruction. For some, is just anxious on how to make this bread. Okay, let's start with our ingredients: 500 whole wheat flour, 450 grams of water, 150 starter, and 10 grams of salt. This is my miller and I freshly milled my flour. Pour the water to the sifted flour and mix them together. Remember that the bran is not here yet. So we're gonna mix this together. And then this will be a little bit dry, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. And here's our bran. This is our soaked bran, and we're gonna mix it together with the flour and water that we mixed earlier. We're gonna mix it thoroughly so that the bran will be evenly distributed to our dough, and we can leave it for an hour and make sure to cover it. All right, this is the exciting part. As you can see, I already cleaned my surface where I want to work on to my dough. Spread it lightly, and we're going to put in our starter. See those tiny bubbles? They are so precious. You know that you made it right when you can see lots of bubbles in your starter. By the way, I'm using firm starter, and if yours is not, check out for my other video in the description box below. Now I'm folding the dough and totally covered my starter before I'm going to put the salt. The reason for this, salt can sometimes kill some of our microbes if they have direct contact with it. So that's why I'm separating them. So our goal is to mix them thoroughly, that they will be incorporated in our dough, whatever folds and kneading you like. And as of now, our dough is nice and firm, but as we keep on kneading it, it will get sticky, and that's how we know that our starter is totally incorporated in our dough. We will be kneading it for 4 to 5 minutes. Now it's really getting sticky, as you can see. Very sticky. Don't be afraid, guys. It's fine. It's okay to stick in your hand sometimes. And the scraping dough is really useful at this point. It's easily can scrape off those stickiness. This part is optional, and after this we are going to transfer it to the bowl again and leave it for 30 minutes. stretch and fold. We're going to stretch it and fold it. We're going to stretch it as far as we can until it resists. As you can see, I have a bowl of water next to me, and I dip my hand over there before I hold my dough so that it will not stick in my hand. Okay, there you go again. And keep on stretching, but avoid overstretching. Just like our patience, let's keep on stretching it. The Bible reminds us that the trying of our faith worketh patience. James 1:3. Now we're going to cover it, and after 30 minutes again. This is my last stretch and fold. It should double in size now, and we have to be careful in stretching since we don't want to press air out as possible. As you progress, it will keep on resisting. You can do 6 to 8 times stretch and fold with 30 minutes rest each time. If you ever pay attention to your starter on when it actually doubles up, it will also be the same to your dough. My starter doubles up after 3 hours, so my dough. Basically, it is a mirror of my starter. It is also differ on the temperature of your house, so you watch out for that. And I'm going to let it rest and have bulk fermentation since the house today is a little bit cold. So there you go. This is what it looks like after 3 hours of bulk fermentation. It is actually jiggly, so the dough is ready for shaping. And there's a lot of ways for shaping, but always remember to fold it where we fold it earlier. So I flip it over and then press it a little bit, then fold it. So basically, the goal of this is to make into a ball. And we're going to shape it according to the container that we are going to use. So since I'm going to use a round, so I'm trying to make it round and tuck it in under. Going to cover it while waiting for our container. Since our dough is wet, we have to flour it really well to avoid it from sticking to whatever container we're gonna put it. I tell you, it is the most painful thing if it sticks to your container before transferring it to where you are cooking it. I had that experience, and I ended up having a flatbread, so this is really important. So I really make sure that there's a lot of flour in there, and then I transfer it to my banneton, then put another flour, and this is what I'm talking about. It really stick to my cloth there, and I have to very careful on taking it out, even though I really give a lot of flour last night, but it still sticks, so I have to be careful. And I noticed that it is kind of like flat, so I decided to give a final shaping, and I'm going to tuck it under there so that it will be round shape. We don't want flat bread.
There you go. And the more you tuck under, the more really nice.
You can actually use the white thing, but since we are in a parchment paper, so just don't need that now. Now it's more circular. That's what we need. And then we can put a little bit of the dusting here. It's not necessary. I just want to make it authentic. And then I can score. Score like that. Don't be shy on scoring. There you go. There you go. It looks pretty. Now I'm gonna. If you don't have any Dutch oven, you can use a big pyrex or a small pyrex. With this bread here, I use a small pyrex next to it, and you can see the shape of it. They're still the same with the Dutch oven, so it doesn't matter. You just have to be confident. So I decided to put it in a parchment paper because I'm afraid that the Dutch oven will burn me, and that's the thing that I have to master. But it looks fine. I'm just pushing the parchment paper back so that it won't hurt the dough, and they're ready for baking. I'll just take off the lid. Can you check it? Can you show them? That's nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Then we're gonna do 15 minutes more. Excuse me. It's hot here. Try this over here. If it sounds, it's good.
Mama, can you take a picture of me too?
Have to transfer it right away. For 3 hours, pwede na natin siya ikat.